This podcast is part of the Pull Up a Chair podcast network. Let's build community through connection, conversation, and collaboration.
I never wanna get used to the sound you whispering in my ear.
Cringe With Me brings you all the best cringy, funny, and relatable content you could ask for. From the best of Reddit to the most outrageous advice columns, Ryan and V have a grand story to tell you. Check us out every Wednesday, your favorite podcast directory, and by the end, you'll cringe with me. Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm doing an Ask Carolyn article today, and I actually haven't read it myself. I just read the title, and I decided I'll react with you guys live. And Ryan, of course.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very excited.
Yeah. The title of it is TV Cheating Done Right.
Okay. I have so many, like, cheating with someone on TV, or this, like, cheating where, like, you watch the shows that you're watching as a couple and, like, someone goes and watches the rest of the show. I have a feeling that's what it is.
How do you do it right?
I need to find out. I might need this information for my personal life.
I came across it. I'm just going to save this. I'm not even going to look at it. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Dear Carolyn, my spouse and I have a long list of TV shows. Okay. TV. Scattered through our streaming queues. But there are some I really want to watch, which she says she wants to watch with me, but never actually wants to watch what I suggest them. We're talking stuff that's been on the DVRs for 3 years in some cases.
Damn.
Right. All right. I've tried to explain how frustrating this is, and it never seems to land with her. Is there a point at which I get to just watch some of the shows that she wants to watch while she's out? Is TV cheating okay? I know it's a small thing, but it's driving me nuts.
God, I have so many personal feelings about this. I'm very excited to get into this one.
Okay, that's his whole post. That's all he sent to Amy.
That's
it was Amy.
concise.
It was Carolyn.
I love it.
Yeah, it was Carolyn, not Amy.
Yeah. So how does Carolyn respond? I need to know what Carolyn thinks.
Dear nuts. Because it's driving him nuts. Dear nuts. Yeah. I'm sure it is. I have to say, I love the small things. I feel like we kind of need your problem right now. TV cheating. I am a laughing cry emoji. Just don't make too much of it or anything else. Anyways, yes, TV cheating's okay because there's a way to do it without an open discussion or hurt feelings. Start the TV show. Tell your spouse you started the TV show, and if she wants to watch it with you, tell her you'll gladly rewatch the episodes with her. And that's it.
Okay.
That's all she wrote.
Wow, okay. I have way more to say about this.
Right? It's just like, wow. You're not going to, talk him through it? Because you talk to other people, way deeper about lesser issues.
Also, that's not even the complete solution. That is a solution.
That is a solution.
So, one, that can work, but that can backfire.
Okay.
Right? You can do the whole, hey, I watched the first couple of episodes. I think it's really good. Do you want to watch with me? Because I'll just rewatch those episodes. Sure. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. But also 3 years, you got to set some boundaries, right? My friend. You got to set some boundaries. And what I mean by that is my partner and I have this issue because we'll see something like a preview on Netflix. We'll be like, ooh, we want to watch that. This looks cool. And I'll bring it up because we will have our an evening thing. We're settling down. It's like, okay, you want to watch a show? Cool. And I'll be like, hey, do you want to watch this one that I'm excited to watch, right? No, I'm not in the mood. Okay, cool. But after that's happened 3 times, and I count this, after 3 times...
You count?
Oh, yeah. After 3 times of her rejecting the show, I say, hey, you've rejected this 3 times now. Is this something you think you are going to want to watch, or can I just watch it on my own? Because, I'm at the point where I would like to watch the show, and I don't really want to wait forever to do so.
Okay.
And what I found is having that open dialogue is often actually just the solution to the problem.
Okay.
Because what happens is 80% of the time she says, yeah, you know what, just go ahead and watch it. It's no big deal. And sometimes this leads into the situation that she describes, where it's like, oh, I watched a couple of episodes. I'm like, hey, I think you're really going to like this. It's amazing. You should watch it with me. And then she'll watch the episodes and we'll watch it together. And the rest of the time, nothing else happens. I watch the show, nobody's feelings are hurt, nothing happens, it's all good, we move on, life is cool. And then 20% of the time, after I brought up like, hey, you've said no to this 3 times, she's like, wait, really? I've said no to it 3 times? Like, yeah, okay. All right, fine. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if we're into it. And cool. Good. The other side thing to this, and this is a very related issue. Okay. I have a lot of feelings about this.
I see. You're getting wrapped up. You're getting pink in the face.
Is I have had shows I've watched with my partner where we get like 6 episodes in, and like we'll be watching several shows at the same time. Like maybe we're watching some Bake Off, or watching like this other show. Like we'll usually have like a comedy, a drama, and like a contest show of some kind. We really like cooking contest shows. So like I'll be like, hey, do you want to watch like this show? Like, no, I want to watch like Bake Off today, or I want to watch this. And after that's happened a few times, I'll be like, do you not want to finish this show? Like, are you just done with it? And very often when I like bring it directly, like, hey, are you just not interested in watching the rest of the show? She'll be like, yeah, I don't know that I care enough about it to finish it. Cool. Now I can watch it on my own, right? Mm-hmm. Like having that open dialogue is just so powerful. You don't need to cheat with the shows. You can just talk about it.
Wow. That's like a lot. You guys are very in tune with each other. I don't have this issue with my husband. We have such few things in common that we want to watch together that it's never an issue. Mm-hmm. I know he's never going to want to watch Relentless with me on Discovery Plus to learn about this true crime case. Okay. Nor is he going to want to watch Catfish with me. Okay. Or The Maury Show. Or 1,000 Pound Sisters.
Okay. So you got different enough tastes.
Yeah. And I don't care for whatever superhero show that he's watching at the current moment. Mm-hmm. And he's way more into anime than I am. Okay. So usually it's fine. Right now we're watching Ink Master, which has like 17 seasons. And we are really into rewatching shows together. So what will happen is if I watch something, I'm like, oh, Michael might want to watch this. And I bring it up to him. Then I rewatch it and he watches it with me for the first time ever, and vice versa. Sometimes we'll like vet a TV show before we like watch it together. Mm-hmm. And I think we've rewatched Futurama in its entirety at least 2 or 3 times since we've been together. Yeah, so we don't have TV cheating issues, and if we do, we don't talk about them.
Got it. Yeah,
like in the olden days.
It's a don't ask, don't tell policy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it's interesting because it is for some people like a big deal, and I'm like, if you can just have a conversation about this, it should be fine. However, I suppose there are people where you have the conversation, they're like, no, I do want to watch it, I just don't want to watch it right now. And then they do that for 3 years. I mean, maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's what's happening.
I can't imagine it being 3 years.
I feel like there's a statute of limitations on that too, where it's like, all right, you know what? If it's been a year, I get to watch this now. Like, I'm not waiting anymore.
You know, there's a lot of TV out there nowadays too, so I can see how like something like that could be an issue.
Yeah. Well, but also there have been a lot of TV that makes it not an issue because like what's the worst case scenario? You started watching this show that your partner was interested in. Okay, are you going to not have something to watch together? There's a million things out there. There's no way you're not going to find something else.
I don't know. If you only have one streaming service, you can run out of stuff very quickly.
I mean, I guess I just feel like most of the popular streaming services are just cranking stuff out. Like, there's so much coming out. Like, I feel like a new show... Like, I feel like every week when you log into Netflix and you look at what's new and what's like top 10, it's always different stuff. And I'm like, oh, I've never heard of this. Never heard of this thing either. And so I feel like you can always find something new.
Maybe because unless I'm teaching a class, I usually have something running in the background.
Oh, okay.
So
if it's your background noise, I could see you could burn through it.
I burn through stuff really quick, and I have a fairly good memory with TV shows, which is why I usually end up in fan fiction. Call back to last week, because it's like, I love this show, I love these characters, I need more. There's not more content for me.
Okay.
Fan fiction monster.
I see. Yeah, I feel like there's just more produced than any one person can ever go through, though. But if you have more specific or narrower tastes, then it might be an issue, right? If you only like certain, like, let's say your thing is like, oh, I only really like dramas, right? Like, I only like serial dramas that have like good character development. Okay, yeah, you're gonna have a more limited pool of stuff to draw from.
A much limited pool.
But like, I don't know, if you're like me, like, there's very few things I dislike when it comes to like cinema and stuff. So for me, I'm like, oh yeah, I like action stuff, I like comedy stuff, I like dramas, I like a lot of different kinds of like anime and stuff. And so it's like there's so many different things that I like that I'm like, I'm never going to be able to watch it all. I don't have time in my life. That's not going to happen. Like, if I did nothing other than watch shows, maybe I'd run out of material, but that's just not going to happen, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
But, okay, so as I've been trying to do when we do these is relating to the title of our podcast, right? You know, Cringe With Me. What do we find cringy about this?
See, what I found cringy is the fact that he waited 3 years to watch a TV show.
Oh, and that's what you find cringy.
Yeah,
okay,
no, that,
cool.
And how dismissive Carolyn was. Just like, watch it anyways. And it's just like, I know for some people, like, that's heartbreaking, because in a draft of my vows, I cracked that joke. I promise not to cheat on you with TV. But I do it all the time anyway, so.
Wow. Vow breaker. You guys heard it here.
I said a first draft.
First draft.
It didn't make it in, because I wrote it, I sent it to the person who's the officiant, and he's like, no, rewrite it, because you sound like an asshole. And that's exactly how it came off to him, and that's what he told me. He's like, you sound like an asshole.
I love that honesty, honestly. No, you gotta rewrite these vows, you sound like an asshole. I recently performed a wedding where the vows were challenging for me to memorize because I didn't write them. And I probably should have like pushed back a little bit and been like, hey, I need to tweak the wording on this because I can't remember this because the wording is not the way my brain structures sentences.
Yeah, so that's why I thought that was cringy. And the whole situation of getting butthurt over TV.
Yeah, I think that is that's the thing I think is cringy, right? Is that we even consider watching shows like without someone like cringy, like, or cheating at all, right? That's kind of cringe. Like that, I feel like that puts I think it devalues the idea of fidelity.
Cheating? Yeah,
right. Like this takes the word cheating and makes it less potent, less important.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you watched a TV show without me. Well, I banged a woman without your permission. So
yeah, it's
equally footing.
Yeah. I'm like, maybe these need different words.
Maybe. All right. But we'll see what you come up with next week. And I believe, is next week the end of the month? Let me look at the calendar. Yeah, next week's the end of the month. So we'll see who won. I think it's going to be you because last week was rough.
We'll see.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Connect with us. Follow us on social media. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram at Cringe With Me. Everything is linked in the description of this podcast. Cringe With Me podcast is a production of Pull Up the Chair Foundation. All opinions in this podcast belong to the host and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Pull Up a Chair podcast network.
I never wanna get used to the sound you whispering in my ear.
Hello, I am Patrick.
And I'm Andrew. And I'm Christian.
And I'm Allie.
And we are Rad Theater, a podcast where a bunch of friends play role-playing games and share a single brain cell, and the GM doesn't always have it. Oh, and it's theater spelled the correct way, Theatre.